Hi, I'm Steve, welcome to my workshop and to furniture wood stuff. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of construction timber here and we've got a design. And this is for a couple of side gates and a little side fence to go with each gate. The gates are going to be the same size, the fences are a little bit wider on one than the other. So it's spindle gates, bespokely made. Let's get on with the job. Well, as usual with construction timber, first thing you need to do is flatten, square it up and take it to size. This is the stock I'm going to be using for the spindles. Now cutting the spindles to length on the mitre saw. The joinery I'm using to attach the spindles to the rails is mortise and tenon. So what I'm doing here is actually scoring for the depth of the tenons, and then they're going to be round tenons, so we'll go on to the lathe afterwards and turn them to the appropriate diameter. It's about 24mm, near enough an inch. Onto the lathe to turn the tenons. There's going to be quite a few of these I'm going to need to make. As you'll notice, these spindles are in various lengths. It'll all become apparent when I assemble. Definitely felt like a production turner doing these. Yeah, it's a lot of spindles here. The top of spindles are going to have a 15-degree bevel on it, and that'll help any sort of rain, etc. run off. Finally, the spindles have a chamfer along each edge, and that's them complete. Time to concentrate on the rails and the stiles of the gates. Cut them to the length. Marking out for the mortises for the spindles. My setup on the drill press is the lines that I've just marked out is to pick up the centre line of the cutter and then just go down with a forcing bit to the appropriate depth. So to attach the rails to the stiles, it's going to be mortise and tenon joinery again. So here I'm roughly cutting the mortises with the forcing bit on the drill press. finishing them on the mortising machine. And again, these styles will have a 15-degree bevel cut on the top to aid the rain and the water runoff. For the tenons, I'm using the tenoning jig on my table saw. Defining the shoulders of the tenon using the table saw and the sled. And completing the cut of the side cheeks on the bandsaw. A bit of finessing work with the round plane and then the shoulder plane, just to finally tune these tenons to fit the mortises. Yeah, that should do. The top rail is arched, so I've marked it out just using a drawing bow. Now cutting out the surplus on the bandsaw and finishing off on the drum sander. Always a bit of hand sanding to be done. These are Velcro sand blocks, and they've got sort of a spongy rubber on one side, which is good for doing curves. Just need to make the mortises a little bit deeper because I've took the curve out. They're quite shallow now. The sanding of all the various components. It's dry assembly time for a test fit. After adding some clamps to hold the gate together, I'm now just marking out the shoulders on the spindles against the curve. Define the shoulders with the handsaw, a Japanese Dazuka at this time. Elongate the tenon on the lathe. So after turning the tenon, and now just finessing it right up to the shoulder. cut the tenon to length. Yeah, I'm happy with that fit. So it's time to glue up. Ensuring that the spindle sits at 45 degrees by using the combination square. A lot of glue up and a lot of clamps. Once the short spindles are glued, it's time to glue the long spindles. By the way, I'm using Type 3, totally waterproof, great for outdoor projects. For the fence side of this project, it's exactly the same process as the gates, apart from that the rails actually go straight into the fence posts. So just to help it, I'm just squaring up and flattening the fence posts that I'm using. I've put the mortises in the fence posts just as before. Just dry fit the rails and the lower spindles. Now I've got to define the shoulder on the top spindles, because once again the top rail is curved. The bit of blue tape on the saw is basically my depth stop to make sure I don't cut right through with a tenon. I'm using polyurethane glue to glue these into the fence posts. Also, I've used polyurethane glue, like Gorilla Glue, to put the rails into the fence posts. There's a little bit of squeeze out that needs attending to, so out with a paring chisel. So this is one set. So here I'm applying an Osmo end grain seal. And finally a liberal coating of some wood treatment before they get shipped off to the customer. The customer's going to paint these once they're in situ. Thanks for watching. Please leave comments. I try to reply to all. Like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like these. Another video coming along very soon, and happy woodworking.